Scent lights in the hospital corridor were painfully bright, and the air was thick with the smell of antiseptic, making it hard to breathe. Rowan Gu paced anxiously outside the delivery room, his suit jacket casually slung over one arm, sweat beading on his forehead. His eyes were frantic and wide with worry, darting toward the door every few seconds while muttering under his breath. Nearby, his mother, Mrs. Gu, stood with her arms crossed, her face dark as a pot bottom, watching her son's distracted, harried state. Her brows were furrowed so tightly they could have crushed a mosquito. Rowan, Mrs. Gu finally snapped, her voice laced with suppressed anger. Stop right there, she called out to her son still pacing back and forth. Look at yourself. A woman who isn't even your wife is giving birth inside, and you're more frantic than the child's real father. Rowan Gu halted, turning to face his mother, his expression a mix of urgency and irritation. Mom, please don't say things like that. Lily carries my child, he continued. She's suffering in there, how could I not be worried? His mother's fury flared even higher, her voice rising sharply, drawing glances from passing nurses and other family members. Your child, she roared. Rowan Gu, look into your heart and ask yourself, do you even deserve to be with Zara? Her voice turned icy. You were together for 3 years. She gave you everything, her heart, her loyalty, and your family has always been so generous. What did she ever do to you? And now you go off and start something with Lily Sue, and she's pregnant with your child. One mention of Zara Lin, and Rowan Gu's eyes flickered with guilt, a shadow of remorse crossing his face, quickly masked by selfishness. Stepping closer, he lowered his voice. Mom, I know I've betrayed Zara, but it's done now. Lily's carrying a Gu family heir. We can't just let her wander the streets with a belly full of trouble. What about Zara? Mother Gu demanded. You've already agreed with her family on your marriage, invitations are prepared. All that's left is the banquet. Now you say this. Do you want to make the Gu family the laughingstock of the entire circle? Rowan Gu rubbed his hands together, a sly, conciliatory smile spreading across his face. Mom, don't get angry. I know what I'm doing. I'll explain everything clearly to Zara. Don't worry, I still love Zara and Lily the most. It was just a momentary lapse. Once Lily safely delivers the baby and after she's recovered from childbirth, I'll make things clear with her. Then I'll marry Zara properly and bring her into the Gu family as the legitimate young mistress. Okay. His words were so confident, as if he truly was only momentarily confused and still deeply cherished Zara Lin in his heart. To him, Zara Lin was gentle and considerate, utterly devoted to him. Once he sweet-talked her a bit, she'd eventually forgive him. As for Lily Sue, she was nothing more than a tool for producing an heir. After the baby was born, a generous sum of money would be enough to send her away. Mother Gu looked at her son's self-deceptive expression, frustration and helplessness filling her heart. She sighed, her eyes heavy with complex emotion. Do you honestly think Zara is still that meek little girl who used to obey you blindly? Rowan, you're overconfident. And you've hurt Zara deeply. Mom, don't worry. Rowan waved dismissively. I'll definitely convince Zara. His thoughts drifted back to the maternity ward, muttering under his breath. Why hasn't Lily come out yet? Could something have gone wrong? Just then, the delivery room door creaked open, and a nurse came out holding a swaddled infant, wearing a professional smile as she said to Rowan Gu, Congratulations, sir. It's a boy, 6 caddies and 8 liang. Mother and child are both safe and healthy. Rowan Gu immediately burst into joy, rushing forward eagerly to gaze at the baby in the nurse's arms, his face brimming with excitement. It's really a boy. Wonderful, wonderful. Overwhelmed by happiness, he failed to notice the increasingly dark expression on Gu's mother's face, watching as the nurse carried the baby away to the nursery, and then glancing at Lily Sue being wheeled out from the delivery room. Gu's mother's eyes turned icy cold. Lily Sue lay in bed pale and weak, her eyes barely opening. When she saw Rowan Gu, she instantly flashed a helpless yet trusting smile, her voice barely above a whisper. Rowan, Rowan. Rowan-gu hurried to her bedside, taking her hand and gently comforting her. "Lily," he said softly, "you've done wonderfully. We have a son now." Lily Sue leaned back on her pillow, her gaze flickering with a hint of triumph before quickly adopting a fragile demeanor. "Rowan," she said softly, "I know I shouldn't have interfered with your marriage to Sister Zara, but I'm carrying your child. I had no choice. Don't worry. Once the baby is born, I'll take him and leave, won't trouble you and Sister Ching anymore." "Don't say such things," Rowan-gu interrupted sharply. "I won't let you leave with the child. After you've recovered from childbirth, I'll make things clear with Zara. The woman I'm marrying is you. No, I intend to marry Zara. But you don't need to worry. Just stay and take care of the baby." He accidentally slipped up and quickly corrected himself, but the words still sank into Lily Sue's ears, causing her face to darken slightly. Yet she dared not ask further, merely lowering her head and pretending to be compliant. Gu mother, standing nearby, had witnessed everything and finally could no longer contain herself. Stepping forward, she coldly said to Rowan-gu, "Rowan-gu, stop deceiving yourself. I've already told you, I don't need you to wait for Lily to recover from childbirth. Nor do you need to go explain anything to Zara." Rowan-gu turned his head, puzzled. "Mom, what do you mean?" There was no warmth in Gu mother's eyes as she spoke each word precisely. "It means Zara Lin sent back both the engagement ring and dowry yesterday through someone. She broke off the engagement with you. She's deliberately making room for you and Lily Sue, this pair of unfortunate lovers." "What good is that?" Rowan-gu felt as though struck by lightning. His eyes widened in shock. His smile vanished instantly, and his grip on Lily Sue's hand involuntarily loosened. "Mom, you said Zara broke off the engagement. That can't be right. It's impossible, absolutely impossible. How could she, the one who loved me so deeply and still forgave me even after I made mistakes, possibly break off the engagement? And especially now, after Lily just gave birth." After the initial shock faded, a wave of intense regret surged through him, overwhelming him like a flood. He remembered everything Zara Lin had done for him, how she had given up her chance to study abroad for his sake, how she had meticulously prepared every birthday for him, recalling how Zara Lin had silently supported him during his career's lowest point, while he had secretly been with Lily Sue behind her back, even causing her to become pregnant, and promising her in front of Zara that he'd marry her once she'd recovered from childbirth. Rowan-gu had always assumed Zara would endlessly forgive him. He never imagined she'd simply walk away so decisively. Rowan-gu's face instantly turned pale, his body swaying as if about to collapse. He stared at his mother, voice trembling. "Mom, is this true? Did Zara really call off the engagement? Why didn't he tell me himself?" Mother Gu looked at his regretful expression, feeling not the slightest sympathy, but instead sneered coldly. "Tell you yourself. Wait for you to confront her. Wait for you to humiliate her. Rowan-gu, you were the one who wronged Zara first. He didn't even come to curse you, he already gave you enough dignity. Now, by stepping back and letting you be with Lily Sue, he's granting you a favor. Shouldn't you be happy? Why are you pretending to regret it?" "I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all," Rowan-gu roared, his voice thick with despair and desperation. "I don't want to break up with Zara. The one I want to marry is her, not Lily Sue. Mom, please tell me where Zara is. I have to find her, I have to apologize. I have to get her back." He turned to run, but his mother seized his arm, gripping it tightly. She snapped, "Don't go make a fool of yourself. If Zara has decided to end things, it means she doesn't want to see you ever again. Going to her now will only make her hate you even more. I don't care, I must find her." Rowan-gu fiercely pulled away from his mother's grip, his eyes wild with frenzy. "It's all my fault. I'm the one to blame. I shouldn't have hurt her. I shouldn't have betrayed Zara. If only she'd forgive me, I'd do anything." Lily Sue lay in bed, watching Rowan-gu's broken state, feeling both furious and desperate. She quickly spoke. "Rowan, please stop this. I know you're hurting, but the baby just came. You can't leave now. Shut up. Rowan Gu suddenly turned, roaring at Lily Sue. It's all because of you. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have betrayed Zara or broken off our engagement. Are you satisfied now? Are you happy? Lily Sue was stunned. Then her eyes instantly welled up, and she began to cry bitterly. Rowan, I didn't mean to. I didn't want this. Seeing Lily Sue cry, Rowan Gu grew even more agitated. His mind was overwhelmed by Zara Lin, filled with regret. He never imagined that a moment of foolishness would cost him the person who loved him most, and the one he should have treasured the most. In the corridor, Rowan Gu's shouts, Lily Sue's sobs, and Gu mother's sighs mingled together, drawing a growing crowd. Meanwhile, at that very moment, Zara Lin had already packed her things and left the city filled with betrayal and pain, beginning a new life of her own. She didn't know, and didn't care, about Rowan Gu's regret or breakdown. For someone who betrayed her, the best revenge was to let go completely, and then live a life far better than his. The commotion in the hospital corridor was deafening, as if it would lift the roof off. Rowan Gu's eyes were red, his chest heaving violently. Just moments before, when Gu's mother had said, Zara Lin broke off the engagement, it felt like a sledgehammer repeatedly striking his heart, each blow stealing his breath. He abruptly shoved away his mother's grip and dashed toward the elevator, muttering frantically, I have to find Zara. I have to confront him and demand answers. He can't possibly call off our engagement, he simply can't. Seeing this, Gu's mother turned livid, quick-stepping forward and grabbing his arm again with such force it felt like she'd crush his bones. She yelled fiercely, Rowan Gu, stop right there. What good will running out do you? If Zara wanted to see you, she wouldn't have sent back the gifts yesterday. Gifts? What gifts? Rowan Gu whirled around abruptly, his eyes filled with desperation and resentment, his voice trembling. Mom, you said she returned the engagement ring and dowry, why didn't you tell me sooner? Did you purposely hide it from me? Her question ignited Gu's mother's fury. She raised her hand and slapped him hard across the face, the sharp crack echoing unnaturally through the noisy corridor. All chatter died instantly. Everyone turned to stare, their gazes fixed intently on the pair. Rowan Gu stood stunned, hand pressed to his stinging cheek, staring at his mother in disbelief. You hit me. I should have hit you back. You damn fool. Trembling with rage, Gu's mother shouted even louder. Why would I tell you sooner? I wanted to see just how blind you could be. Do you really think Zara is someone you can manipulate at will? She showed you nothing but kindness and patience, yet you threw it all away yourself. Those words pierced Rowan Gu's heart like a dagger. He staggered back a step, his face burning, but the pain inside hurt even worse. He remembered that day, the day he had become engaged to Zara Lin. She had worn a white dress, her eyes sparkling with joy as she smiled at him and whispered, Rowan, we'll be happy together from now on. Back then, he had once happily promised to love her forever. Yet in the end, he betrayed her by getting involved with Lily Sue, even causing her to become pregnant. On the very day Lily Sue gave birth, he'd promised to marry Zara Lin after she recovered from childbirth. How utterly laughable. How utterly absurd. He'd always believed Zara Lin would wait for him, would forgive his momentary lapse in judgment, but never imagined she'd leave so decisively, without even a single goodbye. Wah! Lily Sue, lying in bed, saw Rowan Gu completely fixated on finding Zara Lin, overwhelmed with anxiety and jealousy. Her sobs grew louder. She even deliberately clutched her stomach, feigning pain. My belly hurts so much. The baby won't be all right. Will it? She thought that having a son would firmly secure Rowan Gu's heart, give her the rightful place in the Gu family, and replace Zara Lin once and for all. But she never expected Zara Lin to have ended the engagement herself. And Rowan Gu wasn't just unmoved, he was devastated, blaming her for everything. Hearing Lily Sue's crying, Rowan Gu paused, his steps faltering. He cast her a complicated glance. On one side, Zara Lin, the woman he deeply loved and had wronged, now formally broken off their engagement. On the other, Lily Sue, who had just given birth and still bore his child. His heart was in turmoil. Part of him desperately wanted to rush off and reconcile with Zara Lynn right away. Yet he couldn't bring himself to leave Lily Sue, who had just given birth, and her baby behind. But the thought of Zara Lynn possibly refusing to ever see him again left him hollow, hopeless and helpless. Seeing her son's hesitation, Gu mother grew even more furious, coldly addressing Lily Sue. "Miss Sue, don't you dare pretend to be pitiful. If you dared to ruin someone else's wedding while pregnant, you should have known the consequences. Don't think having a son will secure your place as the Gu family's mistress. Let me tell you, it won't happen." Lily Sue turned pale and flushed in turn, her crying quieting down. She lowered her head, her voice trembling with grievance. "Auntie, I never meant to ruin Rowan and Zara's wedding. I love Rowan so much." Gu mother scoffed coldly, her voice dripping with mockery. "Your so-called love is cheating behind others' backs and convincing someone else's fiancé to break his vows. Your selfish, self-serving love is cheap and repulsive." "Mom, please stop." Rowan Gu quickly cut in, his mind already in chaos. He didn't want to hear any more accusations. "Why can't I say anything?" Gu mother glared at him. "Today, I'm making things clear. Rowan, if you want to go find Zara Lynn, I won't stop you, but you must understand. If you leave, don't come back to interfere in Lily Sue's life or that child's. If you stay and care for them, then forget about Zara, she's no longer your concern." Rowan Gu was torn between two impossible choices. He gripped his hair, crouched down in pain and cried out, "What am I supposed to do? I don't want to lose Zara, nor do I want to let go of the child." Just then, a nurse pushed a baby carriage over, inside which lay the newborn boy. The baby was fast asleep, eyes closed, breathing peacefully. The nurse smiled and said, "Sir, the baby has been checked, and everything is fine. You may now hold him and feed him to the mother." Rowan Gu looked up at the baby in the carriage, their son, with features that resembled his own. Slowly, he got to his feet and walked toward the carriage, cautiously reaching out a hand to gently touch the child's face. But halfway, his hand froze. He knew deep inside that the child's arrival had completely destroyed his marriage with Zara Lynn. If it weren't for Lily Sue carrying this child, he would never have betrayed Zara Lynn. She would never have called off their engagement. Right now, he should still be preparing for his wedding to Zara Lynn, living a happy life. A stronger wave of regret surged through him. He hated his momentary foolishness, despised his selfishness, and most of all, he mourned losing the one person who had loved him the most. Only now did he realize how deeply, how irreplaceably Zara Lynn had always been in his heart, far more important than he had ever imagined. Lily Sue and this child could never replace her. Rowan Gu whispered Zara Lynn's name in a soft, trembling voice. Tears fell uncontrollably. "I'm sorry, Zara. I was wrong. I really was wrong. Please come back. I won't do it again. From now on, I'll treat you right, never again will I betray you." His sobbing was filled with despair and regret. But it was all too late. Zara Lynn had already left the city and would never return. Lily Sue looked at Rowan Gu in such a state, her heart burning with fury. Yet she dared not show it, forcing herself to hold back her tears and whisper softly, "Rowan, I know you're hurting inside. I can wait for you. I'll wait until you've made up your mind. No matter what decision you make, I'll support you." Lily Sue was watching Rowan Gu with that pretentious expression. Her disgust only deepened, and she turned to him, saying, "You think carefully about this. I'm leaving now. This child is a descendant of the Gu family. I won't abandon him. But Lily Sue will never set foot into the Gu family." With that, Gu mother turned and walked away, leaving Rowan Gu standing alone in the corridor on one side, his sleeping child and Lily Sue, recently delivered, on the other. Zara Lynn, the one he deeply regretted losing and desperately wanted to reclaim. He stood frozen, utterly at a loss, unsure of what path to take. All he knew was that he would never forgive himself for losing Zara Lynn. Letting her go would be the greatest regret and punishment of his lifetime. Meanwhile, Zara Lynn had already boarded a high-speed train bound for another city. She sat by the window, gazing at the scenery rushing past, her face expressionless. 3 years of love, the sweetness and sacrifices, all vanished like smoke at Rowan Gu's betrayal. She had long expected that after Lily Sue gave birth, he'd use all sorts of excuses to sweet-talk her, even promise to marry her. But she was tired, she didn't want to keep dragging this on. Betrayal is either 0 times or infinitely many times. He wasn't. It would give Rowan Gu another chance to hurt her. Breaking off the engagement was her way of freeing herself, and the most effective revenge against Rowan Gu. She wanted him to know that losing her was the greatest loss of his life. From now on, she would live for herself, better than anyone else ever could. In the hospital hallway, Rowan Gu ultimately didn't go straight to find Zara Lin. He stared at the baby carriage, then at Lily Sue, lying weakly in bed. His inner turmoil gradually faded. He knew he couldn't leave yet. He had to take care of Lily Sue and the baby first. But he could never let go of Zara Lin in his heart. He pulled out his phone, found Zara Lin's contact number, his fingers trembling as he tried to dial, only to realize the line was unreachable. He opened WeChat, hoping to send her a message, but discovered he'd been blocked completely. Every contact with Zara Lin had been severed. Rowan Gu clutched the phone, his body swaying, nearly collapsing. He knew Zara Lin had truly made up her mind. She genuinely wanted to cut off all ties with him. Zara, he whispered Zara Lin's name again, his voice thick with despair. You're really this cold-hearted? You won't even give me a chance to explain, or to apologize. Lily Sue watched him, so dispirited and lost, and secretly felt a sense of satisfaction. Yet she feigned concern and said, Rowan, don't be too sad. Maybe Zara just got mad for a moment. When she calms down, she'll forgive you. Rowan Gu said nothing. He only shook his head. Deep inside, he knew Zara Lin wasn't just angry, it was heartbreak. All he could do now was take care of Lily Sue and the baby, then slowly find a way to get back to Zara Lin, no matter the cost. But he didn't know that this decision wouldn't bring her back. Instead, it would drag him deeper into a mire. And soon, the true nature of Lily Sue would be completely exposed before him. Rowan Gu stayed by Lily Sue's bedside, his mind restless like weeds, constantly preoccupied with Zara Lin. The baby slept soundly in the stroller, and Lily Sue rested against her pillow, feigning sleep. But her thoughts were a tangled mess, each second agonizing. She pulled out her phone, scrolling endlessly through Zara Lin's WeChat profile picture, a photo taken when they first started dating. Zara Lin smiled brightly, leaning on his arm, eyes filled with affection. But now, that picture could no longer be opened. WeChat messages failed to send, and calls never connected. He felt as if abandoned by the entire world, desperate and helpless. Rowan, stop staring at your phone. Just rest a while. Lily Sue opened her eyes, looking at him, her heart seething with jealousy and anger, yet still pretending to be gentle as she coaxed. Honey, don't worry so much, I'm here watching over you. Rowan Gu ignored her completely, not even casting her a glance, muttering under his breath, Zara, why won't she see me? Why is she being so cruel? I know I was wrong, I truly know I was wrong. Lily Sue's expression darkened instantly. Her nails dug secretly into the quilt, suppressing her fury as she whispered, Rowan, I know you're hurting, but it's too late now. Blaming yourself won't change anything. How about this? Let me reach out to Zara's sister. I'll apologize to her, beg her to forgive you. You can't get through to her, can you? Rowan Gu finally lifted his head, his eyes hollow and vacant as he stared at her. She's blocked me on every single platform. She's surely blocked you too. That's exactly what she wants, cutting off all ties with me completely, refusing any connection. She knows Zara Lin's nature on the surface, gentle and soft, but stubborn to the core. Once she makes up her mind, she never changes it. By breaking off the engagement himself and severing every contact, he must have shattered her heart completely, and now she has no desire to forgive him. Just thinking about it, a wave of intense regret washed over him, stronger than ever before. He cursed himself for his momentary folly. for his selfishness, for not having cherished the woman who loved him wholeheartedly. If only he hadn't been tangled with Lily Sue back then. If he'd held firm to his principles, if he had. He and Zara Lynn would already have been planning their wedding. How could things have turned out like this? It's all your fault. Rowan Gu suddenly spun toward Lily Sue, shouting at her with furious eyes full of hatred and accusation. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have betrayed Zara or had our engagement broken. It's all your fault entirely. Lily Sue was stunned by his shout. Then her eyes welled up with tears, and she burst into a grievance cry. Rowan, I didn't mean to. I never wanted to ruin your wedding with Zara, sister. I just love you so much. You can't blame all the blame on me, this isn't your fault. So whose fault is it then? Rowan Gu screamed, completely losing control of his emotions. If you hadn't purposely flirted with me, if you hadn't deliberately gotten pregnant, would I be in this mess now? Lily Sue, you're nothing but a jinx. You've ruined my life. He was now consumed by regret and rage, utterly oblivious to the fact that Lily Sue had just given birth and was still physically fragile. All his anger was vented onto her. In his eyes, this entire tragedy was all her fault. Without her, he and Lily Sue would have lived a happy life together, there would have been no problems at all. Lily Sue was being scolded mercilessly, and her sobbing grew even more heart-wrenching. She cried while saying, I didn't flirt with you, and I didn't intentionally get pregnant. Rowan, how could you treat me like this? I just gave birth to your son, and now you scream at me like this. The argument in the room grew louder, drawing the attention of many nurses and family members. A nurse hurried in, frowning, and said, Sir, please lower your voice. This is a hospital ward, mothers need rest, and your baby has been woken up by your shouting. Rowan Gu finally noticed the baby in the crib was crying loudly, his face red from tears. Looking at the baby's sobbing little face, the fire in his heart instantly faded, replaced by a wave of helplessness. This was his son, his and Lily Sue's child. No matter how much he regretted it now, the child had already been born, and he could not run away from his responsibility. Taking a deep breath, he calmed himself, walked over to the crib, awkwardly picked up the baby, and tried to soothe him. But the child cried even harder. Lily Sue immediately said, Let me hold him. You're not good at comforting children. Rowan Gu handed the baby over to her. Watching Lily Sue expertly cradle the baby and feed him, the child soon stopped crying and grew quiet. Standing beside, Rowan Gu stared at the scene before him, his heart a whirl of emotions, guilt, frustration, sorrow, everything tangled together. At that moment, Gu's mother walked in, carrying a thermos. Seeing the tense atmosphere in the room and the red eyes of Lily Sue, she instantly understood what had just happened. She placed the thermos on the table and turned to Rowan Gu, speaking coldly, You argued with Lily again. Rowan Gu said nothing, head down, expression dark and gloomy. I've told you 1,000 times, no matter how regretful you are, after Lily just gave birth to your child, you must never raise your voice at her. Her tone was laced with anger. If you can't handle this, then leave. Don't stay here disturbing Lily and the baby's rest. Mom, I didn't mean to lose my temper. I just can't bear it. Rowan Gu looked up, his eyes full of exhaustion and remorse. I want to find Zara. I want to apologize to her. I want to make it right. Mom, please tell me where Zara is. You must know where she is, don't you? Seeing her son stubbornly refusing to face reality, Gu's mother felt both furious and helpless. She sighed deeply. I do know where she is, but I won't tell you. Rowan, you might as well give up this obsession. Zara will never forgive you. Why? Rowan Gu exclaimed excitedly. Mom, I know I was wrong. I'll treat Zara right from now on. I'll never betray her again. Please tell me where she is. Let me see her. Even just once. What good would seeing her do? Gu's mother sneered. Do you really think a few sorry words will make her forgive you? Don't forget, you already have a child with Lily. You betrayed her, this is an undeniable fact. Even if you go find her now, you'll only make her hate and despise you even more. I don't care. Rowan Gu shouted, emotions spiraling out of control again. I must see her. If you don't tell me where Zara is, I'll find her myself, no matter what it takes. I'll tear the whole city apart to find her. With that, he turned and ran out, ignoring his mother's shouts and Lily Sue's cries. All he could think of now was Zara Lynn, desperate to find her immediately, to apologize, to beg for forgiveness, willing to sacrifice anything to make it right. Gu's mother watched his retreating back, trembling with fury, and shouted toward the door, "You bastard! You'll regret this someday." Rowan Gu had already vanished into the distance. Lily Sue, cradling her child, watched the direction where Rowan had disappeared. A flash of smug satisfaction flickered in her eyes before she quickly composed a worried expression and said softly to Gu's mother, "Auntie, please don't be angry. Rowan is just acting out of confusion. He'll come to his senses and return soon." Gu's mother shot her a cold, silent glance, saying nothing, but her disdain for Lily grew even deeper. She knew exactly what Lily had in mind, but with the baby already born, there was no going back. Still, she would never allow Lily to so easily step into the Gu family. Rowan Gu, after rushing out of the hospital, sped off in his car, aimlessly wandering through the city, his mind filled exclusively with the image of Zara Lynn. He visited every place the two of them had once gone together, parks, movie theaters, restaurants, cafes, but there was no trace of Zara Lynn in any of them. He drove to Zara Lynn's family home, but the gates were tightly closed. The security guard at the gate told him the Lynn family had moved away without leaving a forwarding address. Unwilling to give up, he went to Zara Lynn's former workplace, but the employees informed him she had resigned and never returned. He wandered aimlessly around the city, searching from dawn till nightfall, until his car ran nearly out of fuel and he had no choice but to stop. Leaning on the steering wheel, he stared at the pitch-black sky outside, tears finally streaming down his face, his sobs filled with despair and regret. "Zara, where are you?" He muttered Zara Lynn's name over and over, his voice hoarse. "I know I was wrong. I truly know I was wrong. Please come back. I can't live without you, I really can't." Just then, his phone rang. It was his mother-in-law. After a moment's hesitation, he answered. "Where are you?" Her voice was laced with anger. "Are you still looking for Zara Lynn? I've told you countless times, stop searching for her. Why won't you listen? I can't find her. Mom, I've looked everywhere." Rowan Gu's voice trembled with emotion. "Please tell me where she is. Just let me see her one last time." "I won't tell you," his mother replied firmly. "Rowan Gu, come home right now. Lily Sue and the baby need you. If you don't come back, you can forget you ever had a mother. And forget about that child too." Rowan Gu fell silent. On one side was Zara Lynn, his heart full of regret, desperate to make things right. On the other stood his mother, newly delivered from childbirth, and their newborn infant. He was torn between them, unsure of which path to take. But deep down, he knew he couldn't stay away. His mother had raised him through hardship, how could he make her suffer? Lily Sue had just given birth and was still physically weak. Her baby also needed the care of a father. He couldn't avoid his responsibilities. In the end, he started the car and drove toward the hospital, but his heart remained haunted by Zara Lynn, the regret and guilt sticking like a thorn deep within him, constantly reminding him that he had lost the one he loved most, the one he should have cherished the most. Back at the hospital, the ward was silent. Lily Sue had fallen asleep, the baby peacefully resting in the crib. Gu mother sat beside the bed, gazing at the sleeping Lily Sue and the infant, her expression complex. Rowan Gu quietly entered, said nothing, and simply sat down on the couch. Gu mother glanced at him, sighed, and said, "I know you're hurting inside, but things have turned out this way. You must learn to accept reality. Zara is gone, she won't be coming back. All you can do now is take good care of Lily and the baby, fulfilling your duties as a husband and a father." Rowan Gu said nothing, merely nodding. He knew his mother was right, but his heart remained unsettled. Glancing at the sleeping child, then remembering Zara Lynn, The remorse grew stronger. He silently vowed that no matter the cost, he would find Zara Lynn, even if he couldn't win her back. He would sincerely apologize and ask for her forgiveness. Unbeknownst to him, Zara Lynn was at this very moment living quite comfortably in another city. She had moved into her prearranged apartment, reading books, working out daily, sometimes going out shopping or dining with friends. Free from worries over Rowan Gu's affairs, she felt significantly lighter and more at ease. Grandmother Gu had actually contacted Zara Lynn long ago. She apologized to Zara Lynn for Rowan Gu's actions and expressed deep regret. She even offered her a sum of compensation, but Zara Lynn refused it all. Zara Lynn told Grandmother Gu that she didn't need apologies or compensation, she simply wanted to put the past behind her and begin a new life. Grandmother Gu deeply admired Zara Lynn's strength and felt even more remorse for failing to raise her son properly, allowing him to hurt such a wonderful woman. That was why she chose not to tell Rowan Gu where Zara Lynn was, to protect her from further disturbance by Rowan Gu and to give him time to truly reflect on his mistakes. In the hospital room, Rowan Gu had spent the entire night awake, lying slumped on the sofa. His eyes were open, staring at the ceiling, his mind filled with images of Zara Lynn. Regret and guilt surged over him like a tidal wave. He knew he would never forgive himself for his actions, and losing Zara Lynn would be the harshest punishment of his life. At dawn, sunlight streamed through the window, gently illuminating the child's sleeping face, casting a soft glow. Rowan Gu remained slumped on the sofa, dark circles shadowing his eyes. Exhaustion etched deeply into his face. His mind was still haunted by Zara Lynn's image. The remorse coiled around him like a relentless vine, suffocating him. Lily Sue slowly opened her eyes, gazing at her sleeping child beside her, then at Rowan Gu, slumped on the sofa looking lost and hollow. A barely noticeable smile tugged at the corner of her lips. She knew well that although Rowan Gu still harbored feelings for Zara Lynn, as long as she managed him skillfully and with the child in her corner, she would eventually make him completely let go of Zara Lynn. Then she could seamlessly claim her rightful place in the Gu family home. Deliberately shifting in bed to pretend discomfort, she gave a soft cough. Rowan Gu immediately snapped back to attention, standing up and walking to the bedside, his voice tinged with exhaustion. "Lily, you're awake. Are you feeling unwell anywhere?" Lily shook her head, her eyes filled with a hint of grievance, whispering softly, "I'm fine, just feeling a bit exhausted all over." "Rowan, did you not sleep at all last night? Look at your eyes, so bloodshot." "I'm fine. I'm not tired," Rowan Gu replied calmly, his gaze instinctively avoiding hers, still harboring resentment toward her in his heart. If it weren't for her, he wouldn't be in this miserable state. Lily soon noticed his reaction, inwardly seething, yet still feigning tenderness. "Rowan, I know you're still thinking about Sister Zara. I don't blame you. Actually, I feel deeply sorry for Sister Zara too. If it weren't for me, the two of you would probably already be married by now." As soon as Zara Lynn was mentioned, Rowan Gu's expression darkened instantly. He said nothing, turned and walked to the baby stroller, silently staring at the child. Seeing that he remained silent, Lily Sue continued, "Rowan, why don't I leave after I've recovered from childbirth? I'll take the child with me, and you go apologize to Sister Zara. Please ask her to forgive you, okay? I don't want my presence, and the child's, to ruin your happiness." Her voice broke. Tears welled up in her eyes and spilled over. The look of grievance and innocence on her face was heart-wrenching, but only she knew that this was just a calculated act, a ploy to win his sympathy. In truth, she didn't want to leave, nor did she want Rowan Gu to go to Zara Lynn. Watching her cry, Rowan Gu's resentment lessened slightly. His tone softened. "Don't overthink things. The baby's still so young. Where would you go with him? Focus on recovering your health. Everything else can wait." Hearing this, Lily Sue secretly smiled with satisfaction. Her tactic had worked. She quickly nodded, saying, "Yes, I'll listen to you." In the days that followed, Lily Sue carefully cared for the child, while acting obedient and virtuous in Rowan Gu's presence. She occasionally brought up Zara Lynn, showing her remorse and magnanimity to win Rowan Goo's pity. Though Rowan Goo still thought of Zara Lynn, he couldn't help but notice Lily Sue, who had just given birth. With the child around, she couldn't be too cold toward him either, so she had to temporarily put aside her thoughts of finding Zara Lynn and stayed at the hospital to care for the mother and child. Soon, a month passed. Lily Sue smoothly completed her postpartum confinement period, and Goo mother arranged for her and the baby to be brought back to the Goo family residence. Yet, she specifically ordered that Lily Sue not be allowed to move into the master bedroom, only a guest room was assigned to her. Clearly not recognizing her as a rightful family member, Lily Sue felt deeply resentful but dared not show it, so she had to endure it for now. She knew that as long as she could firmly hold Rowan Goo's heart, she'd eventually replace Zara Lynn and become the Goo family's official mistress. On her very first day back at the Goo family home, Lily Sue immediately started acting like the lady of the house. She commanded the household staff to work, purposely complained about the food's taste, and even packed away and tossed all the belongings Zara Lynn had left behind into the storage room. The staff, seeing this, said nothing but silently obeyed, then secretly reported the incident to Goo mother. Upon hearing this, Goo mother turned pale with rage and rushed straight to Lily Sue's guest room. Coldly confronting her, she said, "Lily Sue, who gave you the right to touch Zara's things? Who allowed you to boss around the Goo family like this?" Lily Sue was startled by Aunt Goo's sudden outburst of anger, then quickly feigned a hurt expression, saying, "Auntie, I didn't mean to. I just thought those things were taking up space at home, and now that Rowan no longer has feelings for Zara's sister, keeping them serves no purpose. It's better to put them away so Rowan won't get sad seeing them. Don't pretend to be so sincere." Aunt Goo sneered coldly, her voice dripping with mockery. "Do you really think hiding Zara's belongings will make Rowan forget her? Do you think having a son grants you the right to rule our Goo family? Let me tell you this, there's no way you can replace Zara in our family." "Auntie, I never meant to replace Zara's sister, Lily Sue tried to continue her defense, but Aunt Goo cut her off. "Just what? Just eager to become the Goo family's young mistress as soon as possible, right?" Aunt Goo's piercing gaze met hers. "Lily Sue, I've already dug up everything about you. You're far from the innocent, kind girl you pretend to be. You only approached Rowan because you saw our Goo family's wealth. You've been with several men before, all of whom were rich and powerful. You were with them just for their money." Lily Sue's face immediately turned pale, a flicker of panic passing through her eyes as she quickly stammered, "Auntie, don't listen to rumors. I'm not like that. I really do care about Rowan." Aunt Goo pulled out a stack of photos and threw them onto the table in front of Lily Sue, then explained these photos. "Here's a photo of you dining with General Wang. Here's another of you at a hotel with General Lee. And this one shows your ambiguity messages with Zhang when you were still involved with Rowan. Can you honestly say you're sincere about Rowan? Can you swear you're not just after money?" Lily Sue stared at the photos and messages, trembling uncontrollably, her face turning pale then flushed. She could no longer pretend to stay calm. She never expected that Aunt Goo had uncovered every detail about her already. I, Lily Sue stammered, unable to form a coherent sentence. "What do you mean? Aunt Goo's voice grew harsher. "Do you think just because you're carrying Goo's child, you're safe now? Let me make one thing clear, our Goo family would rather die out than let a shallow, promiscuous woman like you into the clan. You've only stayed in the Goo household because you gave birth to a boy. I did it not out of sentiment, but because I refused to see a Goo family descendant abandoned on the streets." Just then, Rowan Goo returned from outside and happened to overhear Aunt Goo's words. He rushed into the bedroom, glanced at the photos and messages on the floor, saw Lily Sue's terrified expression, and his face turned ashen. Fear struck Lily Sue, her eyes wide with shock and rage. "Lily, what's going on? Are these photos and messages real?" Rowan Goo's voice trembled. He couldn't believe the sweet, innocent Lily Sue he'd always thought she could be, a woman so obsessed with wealth and pleasure. Lily Sue, staring into Rowan Goo's fierce gaze, instantly grabbed his hand and burst into tears. "Rowan, please don't believe Aunt's lies, those photos were all forged. The chat records were manipulated by someone else. I'm not like that, I'm not. Please believe me. Forged. Manipulated. Aunt Gu scoffed coldly. Still trying to lie. I've already had these photos and chat records verified. Every single one is authentic. You deliberately approached Rowan back then only because you saw his money and status. You purposely got pregnant just to elevate your status through your child, so you could marry into the Gu family and live a life of luxury. I didn't. I truly didn't. Lily Sue screamed desperately, shaking her head violently, trying to protest. But her eyes darted away, unable to meet Rowan Gu's gaze. Rowan Gu looked at her, and the answer was already clear in his heart. He abruptly shoved her hand away, his eyes filled with disappointment and fury. Lily Sue, you've disappointed me deeply. I never thought you'd be someone like this. I was blind to trust you, to betray Zara. The regret surged within him, the pain sharpened. If only he hadn't been deceived by Lily Sue's false appearance. If only he had held firm to his principles and never betrayed Zara Lynn. Then now he and Zara Lynn would be living a happy life. He wouldn't be in this situation today. Seeing that Rowan Gu had already believed what Gu's mother said, Lily Sue realized she could no longer deny it. She dropped to her knees, clutching Rowan Gu's legs and sobbing. Rowan, I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. I admit I did approach you because of your wealth and status. But I truly fell in love with you later. I genuinely want to build a life with you. Please forgive me this once. I promise I'll never do it again. I'll take good care of you and our child. Do you think I could ever trust you again? Rowan Gu stared at her coldly, his voice laced with disgust. A woman like you, greedy, vain, and fickle, doesn't deserve my trust, nor my forgiveness. Mother Gu stared at Lily Sue, sobbing uncontrollably on the ground, feeling not the slightest pity. Lily Sue, she said coldly, you're wasting your time here. I give you 3 days to move out of the Gu family. The child is blood of the Gu family, we'll keep him. Don't worry. We'll take good care of him. You don't need to bother yourself. No. I can't leave. Lily Sue cried out, choked with emotion. The child is my flesh and blood, I can't abandon him. Aunt Rowan, please, give me another chance. I promise I'll change. I'll be a good person. I'll take proper care of our child, no more vanity. No more greed. Another chance. Who gave you a chance? Rowan Gu shouted angrily. You hurt Zara. Destroyed everything I had. Now you want to stay in the Gu family. Want to care for the child. You're dreaming. He's now consumed with thoughts of Zara Lynn, filled only with regret. He hates himself for his momentary folly, hating how he was deceived by your false image. And most of all, hating how he himself pushed away the one who loved him the most. If time could turn back, I would have cherished Zara Lynn more than anything. Never again would I do anything to hurt her. Seeing the unwavering determination in Rowan Gu and Mother Gu, Lily Sue realized the truth. There was no chance left. She collapsed on the ground, sobbing desperately, her heart flooded with bitterness and regret. She could not bear the thought of her hard work, her relentless striving, ending like this. She regretted her greed, her impatience, her failure to hide her true self, only to be caught red-handed by Mother Gu. But now, it was too late. She had completely lost Rowan Gu's trust, lost any possibility of ever being part of the Gu family. All she could do was watch helplessly as her own child was taken from her. Unable to stay by his side, this agony was worse than death itself. Mother Gu looked coldly at her, unmoved. She turned to the servants. Remove her. Lock her in the guest room to reflect. 3 days from now, she must be gone from the Gu estate. 2 servants immediately stepped forward, lifting Lily Sue off the ground and carrying her toward the guest room. Lily Sue struggled and cried out Rowan Gu's name, but Rowan Gu never turned back, remaining rigidly facing away. In the living room, only Rowan Gu and Gu Mother were left, the atmosphere heavy with tension. Gu Mother, gazing at Rowan Gu's lost and broken expression, sighed and said, Rowan, now you finally understand just how utterly wrong you were before. Zara is a good girl, you didn't appreciate her. And you drove her away with your own hands. Rowan Gu said nothing, only nodding, tears slipping down his cheeks. Only now did he realize that Zara Lynn's goodness was something Lily Sue would never be able to match. Only now did he understand that losing Zara Lynn was the greatest loss of his life. Mom, I'm truly regretful. Rowan Gu choked out, his voice thick with sorrow. Now I know she was the one I truly loved, the one I wanted to marry. Please, tell me where she is, just let me see her once. I need to apologize, to try and win her back. I'd be willing to pay any price. Gu's mother looked at him, her heart torn between anger and helplessness. I already told you, she said. Zara has left. She's not coming back. Even if you find her, it's too late, she can't be won back. Rowan, just focus on this one thing. Take good care of the child. Fulfill your responsibilities as a father. And live a better life from now on. Don't make the same mistakes again. Rowan Gu shook his head. No. I won't give up. No matter where Zara is. No matter whether he forgives me or not. I'll find him. I have to apologize to him properly. Even if he never forgives me, I'll accept him. I swore to myself in silence. No matter the cost. I must find Zara Lynn. Even if I can't win her back, I will at least apologize sincerely and beg for her forgiveness. He knew this was the only thing he could still do for Zara Lynn. Meanwhile, Zara Lynn was living happily in another city. She had already found a job she loved, and each day was fulfilling and joyful. Occasionally, she thought of Rowan Gu, but her heart no longer stirred. For her, the matters between Rowan Gu and Lily Sue were long in the past. All she wanted now was to live fully, for herself, in the living room of the Gu family ancestral home. The air was so heavy it felt suffocating. Rowan Gu slumped on the sofa, grasping his hair in his hands, his face etched with regret and despair, repeatedly whispering Zara Lynn's name, tears soaking through his clothes. Mother Gu stood nearby, watching her son like this, her heart aching with anger and sorrow, yet unable to utter a single word. She knew that no amount of comfort now could undo Rowan Gu's mistakes, nor bring back the Zara Lynn who had already left. In the guest bedroom, Lily Sue's sobs came in broken, desperate cries, filled with resentment, yet neither Rowan Gu nor his mother paid any attention to them. Lily Sue was nothing but a complete fraud, the one responsible for shattering the happiness of Rowan Gu and Zara Lynn. Getting caught in this situation was entirely deserved. Rowan Gu struggled to his feet, his eyes filled with stubborn determination. Mom, he said to Gu's mother, I still have to find Zara. No matter what you say, no matter where she is, I'll find her. Even if she hits me or yells at me, I have to sincerely apologize. Gu's mother sighed helplessly, gazing at her son's stubborn expression. If you're going to find her, I won't stop you. But think carefully, going to see Zara in your current state will only make her despise you even more. And what about the child? He's still so young, what will happen to him if you leave? The mention of the child made Rowan Gu pause mid-step, a flicker of hesitation crossing his eyes. The child was innocent. As a father, he did have a duty to take care of him, but the moment he thought of Zara Lynn, his heart ached as if pierced by a needle. He couldn't bear the thought of spending the rest of his life without seeing her. Mom, I'm entrusting the child to you. Rowan Gu gritted out. I'll find Zara as soon as possible and apologize. Once I've settled things on my end, I'll come back to take care of you and the child. With that, he turned and walked out, giving his mother no chance to argue. His mind was consumed only by Zara Lynn. He just wanted to find her immediately, ready to pay any price. Gu's mother watched his retreating figure with a helpless shake of her head, silently praying that Rowan Gu would soon face reality and that Zara Lynn would ultimately find her own happiness. Meanwhile, in another city, Zara Lynn sat in her spacious, bright office, deeply engrossed in her work. Since leaving that city filled with betrayal, she had completely reoriented her mindset, devoting herself entirely to her career. With her own hard work and talent, she quickly established herself at her new company, earning consistent recognition from both her superiors and colleagues. At midday, her phone rang. It was her older brother, Lin Haoyu. Zara Lynn picked up, pressed the answer button, and smiled, saying, "Hey, brother, what's up? Why the sudden call?" Her brother's voice on the other end was laced with anger. "Zara, did you already know about Rowan Goo's betrayal? Why didn't you tell me earlier?" Zara Lynn's smile faltered slightly. Calmly, she replied, "Brother, it's all in the past now. I don't want to bring it up again. Besides, I'm doing well. I don't want him to ruin my peace. What good is being happy if you just let that kind of thing slide? He betrayed you and destroyed your wedding. Can you really just ignore it?" Lin Haoyu grew louder. "I'm telling you, no way. A Lin family daughter isn't someone just anyone can bully. I've done my homework. He's not only been involved with Lily Sue, but he actually made her pregnant. Now that Lily Sue's true colors have been exposed, he thinks he can come crawling back to you. What an absurd dream." Zara Lynn understood her brother meant well. A warm feeling filled her heart as she said, "Brother, I'm really fine. I've already broken off the engagement. I have no ties with the Gu family anymore. Let's just forget about it." "Okay, forgive and forget." Lin Haoyu roared. "Zara, you're too kind. You devoted 3 years of your life to him, gave him your heart and soul, and this is how he repays you. I could never accept it. And what about the dowry our family gave the Gu family? Not to mention all the money you spent on him. Why should we just let it go? I've already talked to Dad. We're taking a lawyer with us tomorrow to confront the Gu family. We're going to get back everything that belongs to our family, every last penny." Zara Lynn wanted to persuade her brother, but she knew his temper was always fiery, and once he made up his mind, he never easily changed it. Besides, he himself was well aware that Rowan Gu truly owed him the dowry money and the expenses he had spent on him, money that was rightfully his to reclaim. After a brief pause, Zara Lynn said, "Brother, don't get too emotional. We must be reasonable in everything we do. Don't let things escalate or cause conflict. Don't worry, we'll bring a lawyer with us. We're going there to reason with them, to protect our legal rights through the law. Just focus on your work and wait for good news from me." After hanging up, Zara Lynn felt a knot of mixed emotions in her heart. She thought she had already completely let go of the past, yet hearing Rowan Gu mentioned still stirred a faint ripple within her. But she was clear, those days were over. Now, she just wanted to concentrate on her job and live her life to the fullest, to live for herself. Early the next morning, Lin's father, Lin Jiangwo, Lin Haoyu, and a seasoned lawyer arrived at Gu's ancestral residence by car. At the time, Rowan Gu had not yet returned. Only Gu's mother and the servants were at home, while Lily Sue was being watched by the servants and confined to a guest room, prohibited from moving about freely. When the servants saw Lin's father and his group, they rushed over, asking, "May I help you?" Lin Haoyu crossed his arms, voice icy. "We're here to see Rowan Gu and Gu's mother. We have something important to discuss with them. Ask them to come out." The servant, seeing their demeanor, dared not delay. He quickly ran into the living room and relayed the message to Gu's mother. Upon learning that Lin's party had arrived, Gu's mother felt a jolt in her chest. She knew they must have come because of Zara Lynn, and after a moment's hesitation, she steeled herself and stepped out of the living room. Seeing Lin's father and Lin Haoyu, Gu's mother's face showed a hint of guilt as she said, "Lin, elder brother. Haoyu, you've come. Please, do come in." Lin Haoyu let out a cold snort, ignoring her invitation, and spoke in an icy tone, "No need. We're not here to visit. We've come to demand answers from your Gu family." Lin's father spoke with a dark expression, "Madam Gu, today we're here mainly about Zara and Rowan Gu. We of the Lin family treated Zara exceedingly well, yet she was betrayed by Rowan, who started a relationship with another woman and even got her pregnant. Is this how your Gu family raises its children, Mrs.?" Gu's face was filled with guilt as she lowered her head. "Brother Lin, this is indeed Rowan's fault. We failed to raise him properly. I apologize. I deeply apologize to both you and Zara." "What good is an apology?" Lin Haoyu shouted furiously. "Can an apology heal the pain Zara has suffered? Can it bring back her lost 3 years of youth? I tell you, it cannot. Today, we're here for 2 reasons. First, to break off the engagement between our families, Zara has already made that clear. Second, we demand the return of the dowry our family gave your family, 800,000 yuan total. And additionally, the approximately 500,000 yuan Zara spent over the past 3 years on Rowan Gu, making a total of 3 million yuan. We expect you to settle this immediately. Mrs. Gu looked up at Lin Haoyu. Haoyu, we do owe you the dowry. And yes, we should repay what Zara spent on Rowan. But Rowan isn't here right now. He controls all our family finances. I don't have that amount of cash on hand. Could you please give us a few days? A few days. Lin Haoyu let out a cold laugh. When Rowan Gu betrayed Zara back then, did he ever think about giving Zara some time? Now he wants to stall. Not a chance. At this moment, the lawyer stepped forward and handed a document to Mrs. Gu, saying, Mrs. Gu, this is a legal notice issued by Miss Zara Lin, as entrusted by her. It clearly states that your family must return the dowry of 800,000 renminbi within 3 days, plus 500,000 renminbi in expenses paid by Miss Zara Lin on behalf of Mr. Rowan Gu, totaling 3 million RMB. If your family fails to repay within the deadline, we will file a lawsuit and hold your family legally accountable. In that case, not only will all the money need to be returned, but your family will also have to bear corresponding penalties and litigation expenses. I urge you to think carefully. Mrs. Gu. Mrs. Gu took the legal notice, her hands trembling uncontrollably. She knew the lawyer was telling the truth. Should this actually go to court, her family would not only lose face but suffer even greater losses. At that moment, Lily Su heard the commotion outside and struggled out of the guest room, shouting at Lin's father and Lin Haoyu. What right do you have to come here demanding money from the Gu family? Zara has already called off her engagement with Rowan. That money originally belongs to the Gu family. Why should we give it back to you? Lin Haoyu turned to face Lily Su, his eyes brimming with contempt. So you're Lily Su, the woman who ruined Zara and Rowan Gu's engagement and even got pregnant by Rowan Gu. I'm telling you, this is not your place to speak. Get back inside. Lily Su was intimidated by Lin Haoyu's presence and stepped back, but she still couldn't accept it, saying, why should I go back? I gave birth to Rowan's child, so I'm now part of the Gu family. If you're coming here demanding money from the Gu family, you must get my approval first. Who do you think you are? How dare you pretend to be a member of the Gu family? The Gu matriarch shouted. Lily Su, who let you come out here? Go back to your room right now. This doesn't concern you. Lily Su stared at the Gu matriarch in disbelief and said, Auntie, please don't call me that. I can't bear such a title. The Gu matriarch coldly replied, you fraud. Do you really think giving birth to a child allows you to strut through the Gu family with impunity? I'm telling you, it won't happen. Once Rowan returns, I'll have you out of the Gu family immediately. Never again will you set foot inside these gates. Lily Su was scolded mercilessly, her face alternating between pale and flushed. She fell silent and retreated quietly back to her room. Watching Lily Su's retreating back, Lin Haoyu sneered and said to the Gu matriarch, Madam Gu, I hope you can give us an answer soon. 1,300,000 yuan within 3 days, no less. No compromise. If you fail to pay on time, we'll file a lawsuit immediately. The Gu matriarch took a deep breath. Haoyu, Lin elder brother, I understand your position. Don't worry, within 3 days, I'll gather the money and give you a satisfactory reply. I hope it turns out that way. Lin Haoyu responded. We don't want things to escalate between us and the Gu family, but if you force our hand, we won't hold back. With that, Lin Haoyu supported his father and turned to leave, the lawyer following behind them out of the old Gu family residence. Watching their retreating figures, the Gu matriarch felt overwhelming helplessness and regret. She regretted not having raised her son properly, allowing him to betray Zara Lin, not only destroying his own happiness but also plunging the Gu family into this crisis. Just then, Rowan Gu returned. Upon entering, he saw his mother standing in the living room, her face dark with anger and her expression utterly exhausted. Rowan Gu quickly approached and asked, Mom, What's wrong? What happened? The Gu matriarch looked up at Rowan Gu, her eyes blazing with fury and disappointment. You dare ask me what happened? Rowan Gu, look at what you've done. Lin brother and how you just arrived with a lawyer, demanding we return the dowry and the money Zara spent on you. Zara. 3 million total. Must be settled within 3 days. Otherwise we'll file a lawsuit at court. Rowan Gu hearing those words. He was stunned speechless. He couldn't believe it. What? They're coming to demand money. Think you betrayed Zara, ruined her wedding. And that's just it. His mother roared. The Lin family isn't someone you can easily bully. Rowan Gu, you get right to work figuring out how to raise 3 million within 3 days and pay back the Lins. Otherwise, the Gu family will be completely humiliated. Rowan Gu's face instantly turned pale. Where was he gonna get 3 million now? His company was drowning in cash flow issues, hardly any cash in hand. Worse, he'd spent a fortune recently trying to impress Lily Sue. His hands were now empty. Mom. I don't have that kind of money right now. Rowan Gu's voice trembled. The company's cash flow is in crisis. I honestly can't gather that much. But we must find a way to gather it. His mother roared. This is your debt to Zara. You must repay her. You made this mess, now you solve it. Don't count on me to help you. Rowan Gu stared into his mother's furious eyes, overwhelmed with despair and regret. Only now did he understand the momentary madness of his past had not only caused him to lose the one he loved most but had also driven the Gu family into this dire situation. He deeply regretted it. If only time could turn back, he would cherish Zara Lin more than anything and never hurt her again. But now, it was too late. He had to find a way to raise 3 million within 3 days to repay the Lins, or the Gu family would truly be ruined. Taking a deep breath, Rowan Gu said, Mom, don't worry. I'll figure out a way to gather the money and pay back the Lin family within 3 days. He turned on his heel and walked out. He had to reach out to friends for loans now, quickly raise the funds. But he knew deep down, given his current situation, gathering 3 million in just 3 days was nearly impossible. Meanwhile, Zara Lin was hard at work in the office. She received a call from her older brother, Lin Haoyu, who informed her that they'd already been to the Gu family's house and issued their final warning. She felt a deep sense of relief knowing her brother would stand up for her and ensure that everything rightfully hers would be reclaimed, every single cent. After hanging up the phone, Zara Lin's face lit up with a rare, genuine smile. She knew at last she could let go of the past and begin a new life. From this moment forward, she'd live for herself in a way that surpassed everyone else. She'd make Rowan Gu and Lily Sue pay dearly for what they'd done. Rowan Gu rushed out of the old Gu estate, jumped into his car, and sped toward his friend's house. His hands trembled tightly on the steering wheel, his mind a whirlwind of panic and confusion. The 3 million debt felt like a massive stone crushing his chest. But what tormented him even more was his obsession with Zara Lin. His thoughts were consumed with the desire to win her back. Even if it was only to see her once and apologize properly, he would gladly endure any hardship just to make things right. First, he went to his closest friend, Zhang Lei. As soon as he walked in, he spoke urgently. Zhang Lei, please help me. Lend me some money, 3 million. I'll repay you within 3 days. Seeing Rowan's desperate state, Zhang Lei frowned. Rowan, I'm not unwilling to help, but recently I invested in a project and don't have that kind of cash on hand. Besides, what do you need the money for? I heard you broke off your engagement with Zara Lin, and that you even had a child with Lily Sue. The mention of Zara Lin immediately brought guilt to Rowan Gu's face. He hung his head. I failed her. I know I was an idiot. This money is to repay the dowry to the Lin family and the money Zara spent on me. They gave me 3 days. If I can't gather it, they'll take me to court. Zhang Lei let out a cold snort, disappointment thick in his tone. Now you're feeling regret. When you betrayed Zara Lin back then, did you ever think you'd end up like this? That you'd waste such a wonderful woman, Zara Lin, only to get tangled up with that liar Lily Sue? You've brought this on yourself. Sorry. I can't help you with this mess. Figure it out yourself. With that, Zhang Lei dismissed Rowan without giving him a chance to speak. Rowan Gu looked at him, his heart bitter and aching. There was nothing left to do but leave in dejection. Next, he tried reaching out to several friends he once considered brothers, but they either made excuses or flat out refused to see him. Back when he was on top, he'd had a crowd of friends surrounding him. Now, in his downfall, he finally saw who truly cared. Those so-called brothers had only valued his identity as the heir to the Gu family fortune. The sun gradually set, dusk settling over the city. Rowan Gu drove aimlessly through the streets, still without a single cent borrowed, leaning against the steering wheel, gazing at the countless glowing windows of houses. Tears welled up in his eyes. He hated his own foolishness, his selfishness, and most of all, he regretted having lost Zara Lin. Suddenly, an idea flashed into his mind. Zara Lin. If he went to find her now, and if she'd forgive him and agree to get back together, the Gu family would surely stop pressuring him to repay the debt. Besides, he'd always wanted to win her back. Maybe this was his chance. Once the thought took hold, it wrapped around him like a vine, impossible to shake. Without delay, Rowan pulled out his phone, searching through every possible contact. At last, through a mutual friend, he managed to get Zara Lin's current city and address. Overwhelmed with excitement, he forgot all about borrowing money and immediately started the car, speeding toward the city where Zara Lin now lived. He silently prayed, hoping that Zara Lin would give him another chance, hoping that he could still find forgiveness within himself. Racing through the night, when he finally arrived at the residential community where Zara Lin lived, it was already past 1 in the morning. The neighborhood was quiet, every household dark, only the streetlights casting a soft glow. Rowan Gu parked his car at the entrance, sat inside, and stared intently at the main gate. His heart was both tense and full of anticipation. He stayed in the car all night, until just before dawn, when he finally saw Zara Lin step out of the community. She wore a simple business suit, her long hair cascading over her shoulders, her face adorned with subtle makeup, more mature, more striking than ever before. The moment he saw her, his heartbeat instantly accelerated, his eyes stung with tears. Without hesitation, he flung open the car door and rushed toward her, grabbing her arm tightly, his voice choked with emotion. "Zara, I've finally found you." Zara Lin was startled by the sudden pull. Turning around, she saw it was Rowan Gu. Her smile vanished instantly. Her eyes filled with disgust as she violently yanked her arm free. "Rowan Gu, what are you doing here? Let go of me." At the moment he was released, Rowan Gu felt a sharp pang in his heart, gazing into Zara Lin's cold, distant gaze. Guilt and regret overwhelmed him. "Zara," he said, "I know I'm wrong. I truly know I'm wrong. I shouldn't have betrayed you. I shouldn't have stayed tangled with Lily Su. I shouldn't have hurt you. Please forgive me this once. I promise I'll treat you right from now on, never make the same mistake again." Zara Lin looked at him, crying uncontrollably, feeling not the slightest stir in her heart, only bitter mockery. Coldly, she said, "Rowan Gu, you're wasting your breath here. I've already called off our engagement. It ended long ago. I will never forgive you. Never." Rowan Gu cried out in desperation. "Zara, you're wrong. I've always loved only you and Lily Su. I was just momentarily blinded. I never truly loved her. Give me another chance. I'll marry you with grand ceremony, and make you the happiest woman in the world. Do you think I'd believe you now?" Zara Lin snorted, her tone laced with sarcasm. "Rowan Gu, you're ridiculous. You already have a child with Lily Su. Now you're telling me you love me. Where were you when it mattered? When you stood outside Lily Su's delivery room promising to marry me? Did you consider how I felt? When you were entangled with Lily Su, did you ever think about what I gave you?" Each word was a dagger, piercing deep into Rowan Gu's heart. Rowan Gu staggered back, his face etched with agony, saying, "Zara, I know I was wrong, I truly was. I don't ask for your immediate forgiveness. Just give me a chance to make it right. Let me stay by your side and take care of you. Please. No. Zara Lynn said firmly. I'm doing just fine now. I don't need your care. And I don't want you in my life. Rowan Gu. Leave. Don't torment me anymore, or I'll call the police. With that, Zara Lynn turned and walked into the residential community without another word, refusing to waste any more time arguing with him. Rowan Gu, seeing this, rushed forward and grabbed her arm again, refusing to let go. Zara, he said urgently, don't leave, just listen to me for a few more words. At that moment, a car raced up, screeching to a halt beside them. The door flew open, and Lin Haoyu bolted out, spotting Rowan Gu gripping Zara Lin's arm. His face flushed red with rage. He thundered, Rowan Gu, you bastard. How dare you show up here and lay a hand on Zara? As he yelled, Lin Haoyu shoved Rowan Gu hard, shielding Zara Lin behind him and staring at him with fierce, murderous eyes. Like a furious lion, Rowan Gu staggered back, regaining his balance before speaking urgently. Haoyu, I know I wronged Zara. I'm here to apologize. I want to make things right. Let me talk to her, I'm begging you. Look at yourself, what kind of person are you? Lin Haoyu roared back. You betrayed Zara, ruined her wedding, had a child with another woman, and now you dare show up to win her back. Get out of here. We don't have a son-in-law like you in the Lin family. Zara will never forgive you. I know I was a coward. I know I was wrong. But I truly, deeply love Zara. Rowan Gu howled, his emotions now utterly out of control. I've already realized that Lily Sue is a fraud, and I've cut off all ties with her. I just want to live a peaceful life with Zara. Can you please give me one more chance? A chance. When you betrayed Zara, why didn't you think of giving her a chance? Lin Haoyu grew increasingly enraged, stepping forward and punching Rowan Gu straight in the face. There was a crisp crack, and Rowan Gu's head snapped to the side, blood instantly pouring from his mouth. Holding his face, Rowan Gu stared at Lin Haoyu in disbelief. You hit me. That's the lightest punishment you could get. Lin Haoyu growled angrily. I'm telling you, Rowan Gu, never show your face to Zara again, and don't ever harass her. If you do, I'll break your legs. Rowan Gu looked into Lin Haoyu's fierce eyes, feeling both fear and defiance. He gritted his teeth and said, I'm not leaving. I must clear things up with Zara today, unless she tells me herself that she'll never forgive me. Still stubborn, Lin Haoyu was completely enraged, unleashing another ferocious barrage of punches and kicks. He hit hard, each blow landing squarely on Rowan Gu's face and body. Rowan Gu had no strength to fight back, curling up on the ground as he was mercilessly beaten, his mouth still sobbing. Zara. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Zara Lin stood aside, watching Rowan Gu lying on the ground, his face battered and bloodied, weeping and moaning. Yet within her, there was not the slightest pity, only cold indifference. She had long since lost all faith in this man, his betrayal, his wounds inflicted upon her, like a scar permanently etched into her heart, never to heal. Brother, stop fighting. It's not worth it to fight someone like him. Zara Lin pulled on Lin Haoyu's arm, speaking calmly. Let's go. Don't let him ruin our mood. Lin Haoyu paused his actions, glaring fiercely at Rowan Gu. Get lost. If I ever catch you bothering Zara again, I won't let you live. With that, he supported Zara Lin and turned, walking into the residential complex. Once in the car, they drove off without delay. Rowan Gu lay on the ground, battered and bruised, grimacing in pain. He stared at the direction where Zara Lin's car disappeared, tears finally spilling down his face, his sobs filled with despair and regret. Only now did he realize he had truly lost Zara Lin forever. His pursuit of her had been nothing but a joke, a funeral pyre doomed from the start. Struggling to his feet, he brushed the dust off his clothes, the blood still oozing from his lips. He didn't leave. Instead, he sat down by the flower bed at the entrance of the residential complex, his gaze fixed unblinkingly on the main gate. He would wait for Zara Lin to change her mind, wait for her to agree to see him, even just once. Thus, Rowan-gu sat at the complex gate for a full day and night. During the day, he sat in the scorching sun, injured and disheveled, drawing glances and whispers from passers-by. At night, he endured mosquito bites and the biting cold, yet refused to leave. In his heart, there was only one thought: wait for Zara Lin. Even if it was just to see her once, just to catch a glimpse, he would be content. The next morning, Zara Lin stepped out for work and saw Rowan-gu still sitting by the gate. A wave of disgust washed over her. His hair was tousled, his body covered in wounds, his eyes bloodshot. His appearance was utterly pitiful, like a beggar. Rowan-gu saw Zara Lin and instantly perked up, struggling to his feet and trying to approach, only to be blocked by the neighborhood security guard. The guard had already recognized him, knowing he'd been harassing Miss Lin, and had deliberately stationed himself at the entrance. He refused to let him get near Zara as Rowan-gu, standing behind the guard, shouted loudly at Zara Lin. "I know I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. Please give me one more chance. Please. I'll treat you properly from now on. I'll never betray you again." Zara Lin didn't even glance at him, walking straight to her car, opening the door, and driving off without a glance back. Through her rearview mirror, she saw Rowan-gu desperately struggling against the security guard, but her heart remained utterly unmoved. Instead, she felt a profound sense of relief. Rowan-gu watched her car vanish once more from sight, and with it, the last glimmer of hope in his heart shattered. He collapsed onto the ground, breaking into uncontrollable sobs filled with despair and regret. Only now did he truly realize that his momentary blindness had cost him not only the love of his life but also reduced him to such a pitiful state. Suddenly, his mother's phone call came through, her voice urgent. "Rowan, where are you? Did you manage to gather the money? The Lin family just called me. They said if we don't raise the money by today, they'll go straight to court." Rowan-gu froze at these words. He had completely forgotten about the loan. Wiping his tears, he rasped, "Mom, I haven't gathered enough yet. I'm here with Zara Lin." "You're still thinking about Zara Lin?" his mother roared back. "Rowan-gu, are you insane? What kind of time is this? Instead of focusing on getting the money, you're harassing Zara. I'm telling you, get the money by tonight, or our entire Gu family will be done for. If you dare to cause trouble again, I won't have you as my son." After hanging up the phone, Rowan-gu felt even more hopeless. On one side was the 3 million debt, and on the other, Zara Lin, someone he could never win back. He felt like he was about to break down completely. Struggling to his feet, he wandered aimlessly, unsure of where to go or what to do. What he didn't know was that after being expelled from the Gu family, Lily Su hadn't left the city at all. Instead, she had been secretly watching him from the shadows. She had seen Rowan-gu battered and bruised by Lin Haoyu, seen him waiting desperately at the gate of the residential complex for Zara Lin. Jealousy and resentment filled her heart. How could she have gone through so much effort, only to end up with nothing? She was determined to take revenge, to make sure neither Zara Lin nor Rowan-gu would have peace. Sneaking behind Rowan-gu, watching him stagger through his despair, Lily Su curled her lips into a cruel smile. She pulled out her phone, dialed a number, and spoke in a cold tone. "Hello. I need a favor. I want to destroy Zara Lin's reputation and ruin Rowan-gu completely." At that moment, Zara Lin was hard at work in her office. She had completely let go of Rowan-gu and was fully immersed in her job. She knew that only by becoming stronger could she finally overcome the shadows of her past and live better than anyone else. Worried that Rowan-gu might still harass her, Lin Haoyu had arranged for 2 bodyguards to accompany Zara Lin every day, shuttling her to and from work and guarding the entrance to her residential complex. He promised Zara Lin he would protect her at all costs, vowing never to let Rowan-gu have another chance to hurt her. After searching all day without finding a single cent, Rowan-gu realized he had no way out. Sitting by the roadside, he stared at the passing crowd, consumed by despair. He regretted his momentary foolishness, his selfishness, and most of all, losing Zara Lin. If time could turn back, he would have treasured Zara Lin more, never doing anything to hurt her again. But now, It was too late. Besides facing legal action from the Lin family, he also had to endure the agony of losing Zara Lin. His desperate attempt to win her back ended up destroying himself, while the woman he hurt had already walked away with grace, beginning a new, happy life of her own. Night fell once more, and Rowan Gu still wandered aimlessly through the streets, unsure of where to go or what to do. He drifted like a ghost through this unfamiliar city, lost and broken. All that remained inside him was endless regret and despair, and an unbridgeable debt of guilt towards Zara Lin. Morning light streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows of the office tower, illuminating Zara Lin's desk, where files and design blueprints cluttered the surface. She arrived early at the company, stripped of her former gentleness and timidity, wearing a sharply tailored professional suit. Her gaze was firm and piercing, radiating competence and precision, no longer the fragile woman who once shed tears for Rowan Gu. Since completely cutting ties with Rowan Gu, Zara Lin poured all her energy into her work. Her company was a renowned design firm, and her solid expertise and unique design vision quickly propelled her to stand out. She was soon entrusted with a major collaborative project. "Miss Qing, here are the materials you requested," said Assistant Chen, hurrying into the office with a stack of documents. "The client just sent another message asking if we could further refine our design proposal, emphasizing a younger market positioning." Zara Lin looked up, took the documents, quickly flipped through them, and said in a steady tone, "I understand. Please organize the client's specific requirements, and let's hold a brief meeting in 10 minutes to discuss optimization strategies." "Got it, Sister Qing." Xiao Chen nodded and walked out. Zara Lin leaned back in her office chair, closed her eyes, taking a deep breath. She recalled how, in the past, she had given up her cherished design career to support Rowan Gu's ambitions, becoming a full-time girlfriend, cooking every day and waiting at home for him to return. But all her sacrifices had ultimately led to betrayal and pain. Yet now, she had no regrets. It was precisely through that painful experience that she had woken up to the truth. Women must not depend on men. Only through financial and emotional independence could they live with confidence and dignity. She was determined to reclaim her dreams, prove her worth through her own efforts, and make everyone who had hurt her look at her with new respect. 10 minutes later, the meeting began on time. In the conference room, Zara Lin sat in the leading seat, clearly analyzing the client's needs and proposing several optimization directions with confidence and clarity. Her sharp thinking and clear logic left her colleagues quietly impressed. "Sister Qing, your approach is absolutely brilliant, perfectly highlighting the youthful positioning while preserving the product's core advantages. The client is sure to be satisfied." One colleague couldn't help but exclaim. Zara Lin smiled. "Feel free to share any other suggestions or ideas. You're all welcome to help refine this plan." The meeting went smoothly, and through teamwork, they quickly finalized the optimized strategy. After the meeting, Zara Lin organized the proposal and sent it to the client. Not long after, the client responded enthusiastically, praising the plan and immediately confirming the collaboration. The success of this project catapulted Zara Lin's reputation within the company. Her superiors took special notice and quickly promoted her to head of the design department, entrusting her with leading the team on more crucial projects. Meanwhile, Rowan Gu's life had fallen into chaos. After days of searching, he still couldn't secure a single cent. The Lin family had formally filed a lawsuit in court, demanding the Gu family return 1.3 million yuan in debt. When the court summons arrived at the Gu family ancestral residence, Mrs. Gu collapsed from shock and was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Rowan Gu rushed to the hospital and, seeing his unconscious mother lying in the hospital bed, was overwhelmed with guilt and despair. Sitting beside her bed, holding her hand, tears welled up and fell uncontrollably. He hated himself for his weakness, for his momentary folly, wrecking not only his own happiness but also the life of the woman who had loved him unconditionally. "And now I've dragged my mother into this mess, putting the Gu family into such a dire situation. Rowan, what happened?" Gu's father rushed to the hospital and, seeing Rowan Gu, spoke with anger and disappointment in his voice. Rowan Gu looked up at his father, his voice hoarse. "Mom." She fainted. The doctor said she suffered from acute emotional distress and needs proper rest. Gu's father snorted coldly. Acute emotional distress. Isn't that just caused by you? Rowan Gu. Look at what you've done, betraying Zara Lin. Having a child with that fraud Lily Su. Now owing Lin family a huge sum of money. And even being sued in court. You've brought nothing but shame upon our Gu family. Rowan Gu lowered his head. Silent. His heart filled with regret. He knew his father was right, the whole disaster was his fault. Just then, Rowan Gu's phone rang. It was from the company. He answered, and the voice of the company's finance officer came through. Mr. Gu. Something's wrong. The major clients have suddenly announced the termination of their cooperation, and our capital chain has broken. The company can't operate normally now. Please come back as soon as possible. Hearing this, Rowan Gu was stunned. What? Clients terminating cooperation. Capital chain broken. How could that happen? He hung up, and his body swayed, nearly losing his balance. He realized, with bitter clarity, that the company was truly finished. Most of those clients had cooperated with the Gu family only because of Lin family's influence. Now that he had betrayed Lin Qing, the Lin family would never help him again. Naturally, those clients seized the chance to cut ties. Staggering out of the ward, Rowan Gu wandered aimlessly through the hospital corridor, utterly at a loss. On one side was his mother, unconscious and helpless. On the other, his company on the brink of collapse, and an enormous debt piling up. He felt on the verge of breaking apart. Meanwhile, Lily Su, having been expelled from the Gu family, had been hiding in the shadows ever since, patiently waiting for her chance to take revenge on Zara Lin. She found out that Zara Lin was thriving at the design firm, even promoted to supervisor of the design department, and felt nothing but jealousy and resentment. She couldn't stand the thought of Zara Lin living such a good life while she herself had ended up with nothing. After much deliberation, Lily Su finally devised a plan to take revenge on Zara Lin. She approached Zara Lin's company's competitor, presenting some of Zara Lin's earlier design drafts that she had secretly collected over time. She falsely claimed these were stolen from her, and promised the competitor that she would do anything to ensure Zara Lin's downfall and disgrace. The competitor had long wanted to recruit Zara Lin or sabotage her team. Now, with credible evidence provided by Lily Su, they seized the opportunity. They immediately reported Zara Lin to the industry association and spread rumors online, accusing Zara Lin of plagiarism and tarnishing her character. The rumors quickly spread throughout the industry. Zara Lin's company suffered serious repercussions. Several clients began questioning their integrity, and some even demanded to terminate their partnership. Madam Qing, it's bad news. The internet is flooded with rumors accusing you of plagiarism. The industry association just sent a notice demanding an investigation. Several clients want to break off cooperation. Assistant Xiaoqin burst into the office, pale-faced and flustered. Upon hearing this, Zara Lin felt a jolt in her heart. She instantly pulled out her phone, opened the web pages, and stared at the vicious lies and accusations. Her gaze instantly turned icy. She knew immediately this was a deliberate frame-up, and the only person capable of such a betrayal was Lily Su. Don't worry, Sister Qing. We all believe in you. You definitely wouldn't plagiarize, Xiaoqin said firmly, looking at Zara Lin. Zara Lin took a deep breath, suppressing the anger in her heart. Calmly, she replied, I know. A straight-backed person fears no crooked shadow. Those rumors will eventually collapse on their own. Xiaoqin, help me organize the original materials of the initial design drafts, as well as my design concepts and revision records at the time. I need to prove my innocence to the industry association. Got it, Sister Qing. I'll handle it right away. Xiaoqin nodded and left the room. Zara Lin leaned back in her office chair, her gaze determined. She wouldn't let Lily Su's conspiracy succeed. She'd prove her innocence and make Lily Su pay for her actions. Soon, Zara Lin gathered all the evidence and submitted it to the industry association. After thorough investigation, the association discovered that the so-called plagiarism evidence was entirely fabricated by Lily Su. Zara Lin's design work was completely original, with a complete record of design ideas and revisions. Once the truth came out, the association immediately issued a press statement clearing Zara Lynn's name and restoring her reputation. The rivals who had spread the rumors were also severely punished by the association, their reputations ruined. Meanwhile, clients who had threatened to end their cooperation with Zara Lynn promptly apologized and resumed their collaborations. In the aftermath, Zara Lynn's reputation not only remained intact but actually grew even greater. Many new clients came rushing to work with her, eager to collaborate. Her team became the company's most central and most popular team. Upon hearing about Zara Lynn being framed, her father and Lin Haoyu were deeply concerned and hurried over immediately. Seeing Zara Lynn safe and sound, and having successfully cleared her name, they finally exhaled in relief. Zara Lynn, you're okay, that scared the daylights out of me. Lin Haoyu looked at Zara Lynn, his voice filled with concern. That Lily Su actually dared to harm you like that, bro. I won't let her get away with it. Zara Lynn smiled and said, Bro, I'm fine. Don't worry. That kind of person will eventually pay for her actions. The rumors have been cleared up now, and I don't want to dwell on it anymore. I just want to focus on my work and do my job well. Lynn's father nodded and said, Zara, you're absolutely right. We don't stoop to the level of such petty people. Your career is going so well, Dad and I are both so proud of you. If anyone ever dares to bully you again, just let Dad and me know, we'll stand up for you every time. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, bro. Zara Lynn felt warmth spreading through her heart. With her family's support and encouragement, she grew even more determined to work hard and live a life full of her own meaning. Meanwhile, Lily Su, upon learning her scheme had failed and that she'd been blacklisted by the industry association, felt utter despair and resentment. She had intended to ruin Zara Lynn and destroy her reputation, but instead ended up destroying her own future completely. Rowan Gu, having found out that Zara Lynn not only cleared the rumors but also achieved such great success in her career, felt a deep mix of envy and regret. Looking at his current situation, his mother still unconscious, his company on the verge of collapse, and a mountain of debt, while Zara Lynn was thriving and becoming the successful, admired woman everyone envied, Rowan felt increasingly remorseful. If only he hadn't betrayed Zara Lynn back then, or if he hadn't gotten tangled up with Lily Su, perhaps he and Zara Lynn would now be living a happy life together. How on earth had they ended up in such a desperate situation? He wasn't ready to let go, he still wanted to make things right. Zara Lynn, he felt. If only she would forgive him and agree to get back together. With her current abilities, she could undoubtedly help him through this crisis and revive the Gu family. So, Rowan Gu came once again to the building where Zara Lynn worked. He was ragged, hair disheveled, his eyes dull and hollow, utterly miserable. He bore no resemblance to the confident, spirited chairman of the Gu family he once was. He stood at the building's entrance, waiting for Zara Lynn to finish work, hoping to have a serious talk with her. That evening, as Zara Lynn walked out of the building, she saw Rowan Gu standing below. Her smile vanished instantly, replaced by pure disdain in her eyes. Without a word, she walked straight to her car, preparing to drive off. Seeing this, Rowan Gu immediately rushed forward, blocking her car. He leaned against the window, his voice hoarse. Zara Lynn, wait for me. I need to talk to you. Zara Lynn rolled down the window and coldly stared at him. Rowan Gu, there's nothing to talk about. Move aside and don't waste my time. Zara, he said, tears streaming down his face. I know I was wrong. I truly know I was wrong. I'm suffering so much now. Mom is still unconscious. The company is on the verge of bankruptcy, and we owe the Lin family a huge amount of money. Please, just forgive me this once and let's get back together. I know you're powerful now, you can help me. You'll bring the Gu family back to life. Zara Lynn let out a cold, mocking laugh, her tone dripping with mockery. Rowan Gu, do you really think I'm stupid? You hurt me, betrayed me, and now that you're in trouble, you suddenly remember me and want me to help you. Do you honestly think that's possible? I'm telling you, no. Whether you live well or not has nothing to do with me. All of it is the result of your own actions. Zara, please, just give me one more chance. Okay. Rowan Gu pleaded desperately. Just let me help you. I'll do anything. I'll serve you like a beast of burden. Whatever you want. It doesn't matter, I don't need anything from you. Zara Lin spoke firmly. I'm saying this one last time, move out of the way. Or I'll call the police. With that, Zara Lin rolled up the window, started the engine, and drove straight past Rowan Gu, leaving without looking back. In the rearview mirror, she saw Rowan Gu collapsing onto the ground, sobbing uncontrollably. Her heart felt no pity, only cold indifference. Rowan Gu watched Zara Lin's car disappear into the distance. With it, the last flicker of hope in his heart vanished. He knew then that he had truly lost Zara Lin forever, no chance to redeem himself. He collapsed onto the ground, staring at the passing strangers, drowning in despair and remorse. His life had been nothing but a farce, a tragedy destined to fail. Zara Lin drove home, a confident smile spreading across her face. She knew her life was just beginning. From now on, she would focus solely on her career, live well, and live for herself, with determination to outshine everyone else and become a true winner in life. The evening sunlight bathed the city streets in a warm golden glow. Zara Lin parked her car in the residential complex, but didn't rush to go upstairs immediately. Instead, she leaned back in her seat and closed her eyes. Though the recent turmoil had been harrowing, it had also clarified her original aspiration and sharpened her purpose. Now that the rumors were cleared and her career was on a steady rise, with the love and support of her family beside her, her life was rich and fulfilling. The past pains had long turned into fuel for her growth, making her stronger, more resilient, and more composed. Just as Zara Lin was about to head upstairs, her phone rang. It was Lin. How you calling? Zara. His voice full of excitement. I've got great news. The court's verdict has come through. The Gu family must return our 1.3 million yuan, plus corresponding damages, within 10 days. Also, he continued, Rowan Gu's company has officially declared bankruptcy due to a complete breakdown in its funding chain and is unable to repay its debts. Hearing this, Zara Lin felt not the slightest ripple of emotion. She simply replied calmly, Got it, brother. You've worked hard. No need to be so formal with me. Lin, how you laughed. They had it coming. Who caused all this? That bastard Rowan Gu betraying you. Oh, and by the way, I've found out that Lily Su not only forged evidence to frame you but also secretly transferred part of Rowan Gu's company funds. Now Rowan Gu has reported her to the police. She'll probably be arrested soon. Humph. She'll pay for her actions eventually, Zara said, her tone indifferent. She'd long foreseen the fate of both Lily Su and Rowan Gu. Justice may be delayed, but it is never denied. Those who had hurt her would ultimately face legal judgment and moral condemnation. After hanging up, Zara Lin opened the car door and stepped into her residential complex. She looked up at the warm light glowing from her own window, a smile spreading across her face. From now on, she would no longer be haunted by the past or burdened by heartache for people who weren't worth it. She could finally live her life in peace, pursuing her own dreams. Meanwhile, in the hospital, Rowan Gu sat by his mother's bedside, staring at her still unconscious face. Despair and remorse consumed him. The court's verdict, the company's bankruptcy, Lily Su's betrayal, the crushing cascade of disasters had shattered him completely. He tightly clutched the court's judgment paper in his hand, tears continuously falling and soaking the characters on the document. Mom, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I dragged you into this. I ruined the Gu family. Rowan Gu's voice was hoarse, filled with self-loathing. If only I hadn't betrayed Zara back then. If only I hadn't tangled with Lily Su. We would still be living a happy life now. You wouldn't be like this. And the Gu family wouldn't have fallen into such a disaster. Mom, I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. Gu Sr. stood beside, silently watching his son's shattered state. His heart was both angry and pained. With a heavy sigh, he said, What good does it do to talk about it now? You'd better focus on how to come up with the money to repay the Lin family within 10 days. Also, The doctor said whether she wakes up or not depends on the next few days. If you still have any conscience left, take good care of her, don't disappoint her anymore. Rowan-gu nodded. Dad, I understand. I'll take good care of Mom and find a way to raise the money to repay the Lin family. But deep inside, he knew that under his current circumstances, raising the money in 10 days was utterly impossible. His company had gone bankrupt. He had no savings left, and he was buried under debt. All his friends had abandoned him, no one was willing to lend a hand. At that moment, police officers arrived at the hospital and found Rowan-gu. Are you Rowan-gu? One officer showed his ID. We received a report that Lily Su is suspected of embezzlement and malicious prosecution. We need your cooperation in the investigation. Additionally, Lily Su has already been apprehended. She has fully confessed to her crimes. Hearing that Lily Su had been caught, Rowan-gu felt no shock, only a sense of profound relief. He had long suspected that a woman like Lily Su, obsessed with vanity and selfish to the core, would inevitably betray him sooner or later. Fine, he said. I'll cooperate with your investigation. Rowan-gu nodded, stood up, and followed the police out of the ward. He glanced back at his mother lying in the hospital bed, his heart filled with guilt. He didn't know whether he would ever see her awake again. At the police station, Lily Su sat in the interrogation room, her face pale and her eyes hollow. Under questioning, she revealed everything with no concealment. She confessed that she had initially approached Rowan-gu solely for money and status. She admitted forging evidence to frame Zara Lin out of jealousy, because she resented that Zara Lin had a better life. She also admitted secretly siphoning company funds from Rowan-gu's company, just to secure an escape route for herself. I know I was wrong. I truly know I was wrong. Lily Su sobbed. I shouldn't have been greedy. I shouldn't have harmed others or betrayed Rowan-gu. Please give me a chance. I swear, I'll never do it again. But justice is impartial, it would not pardon her crimes simply because of her remorse. Harsh legal consequences awaited her. After completing the police statement, Rowan-gu returned to the hospital. As he stepped into the ward, he saw doctors and nurses frantically working to resuscitate his mother. His heart leapt into his throat. He hurried forward, grabbing the doctor's arm and urgently asking, "Doctor, how is my mom? She'll be okay, right?" The doctor shook his head sadly. "I'm sorry, Mr. Gu. We've done everything we could, but your mother's condition was too critical. With no sign of waking up, she has no vital signs now." Rowan-gu froze instantly. What? What did you say? My mom? She's gone. No, that can't be. It's impossible. He rushed into the room, flung himself beside the bed, and held his mother's cold hand, bursting into loud, heart-wrenching sobs. His cries echoed with despair and regret. He hated his own helplessness, cursed his momentary foolishness, his own life destroyed, and his mother dragged down with him, dying in sorrow and resentment. Seeing his wife's lifeless body, Mr. Gu couldn't hold back his tears. A once happy family had been shattered by Rowan-gu, and now Mr. Gu's heart was filled with grief and disappointment. The loss of his mother dealt Rowan-gu a heavy blow, making him even more silent and withdrawn. He spent his days either attending to his mother's funeral arrangements or staying at the hospital, living in a daze with no purpose. He had neither the money to repay the debt owed to the Lin family nor the courage to confront reality. He could only survive like a walking corpse. 10 days later, Rowan-gu was forcibly executed by the court for being unable to repay the debt. The Gu family ancestral home was sealed and auctioned to settle the debt owed to the Lin family and other financial obligations. Rowan-gu and his father were left with no choice but to move into a cramped rental apartment. Living in poverty and hardship, Rowan-gu had to take on multiple odd jobs each day just to survive. Once a confident and proud heir of the Gu family, he had now become a bottom-rung laborer, enduring the scorn and ridicule from others. At last, he truly understood the devastating cost of his momentary foolishness. Meanwhile, Zara Lin's life flourished more and more. With her own efforts and talent, she carved out a niche for herself in the design industry. She founded her own design studio, taking on numerous high-profile projects, and became a well-known designer in the field. On the opening day of her studio, many industry professionals came to congratulate her. Lin's father and Lin Haoyu also came specially to celebrate. Zara, Lin Haoyu said, looking at his sister with a proud smile. Congratulations on finally achieving your dream. I'm so proud of you. Lin's father nodded in agreement, saying, Zara, you've done well. From now on, you must manage your studio properly and live a good life. Dad and I will always be your strongest support. Zara Lin, touched by the well wishes from her family and friends, smiled warmly and said, Thank you, Dad. Thank you, brother. Thank you all. I will definitely run my studio well and live a good life, not disappoint anyone's expectations. Among the celebrating crowd stood one figure who drew particular attention, the renowned entrepreneur Lu Jingchen. Lu Jingchen had long admired Zara Lin's talent and resilience. When she was framed, he had secretly helped her. Over time, feelings developed between them. He walked up to Zara Lin, handed her a bouquet of flowers, and smiled, saying, Zara, congratulations on your studio's grand opening. I believe your studio will only grow better and better. Zara Lin took the flowers, her face breaking into a shy smile as she said, Thank you, Mr. Lu. Lu Jingchen gazed at her, his eyes tender as he said, Zara, I've liked you for a long time. I know you've been hurt before, so I won't push you. I just want you to know that I'll always be by your side, protect you, and bring you happiness. Will you give me a chance? Zara Lin looked into Lu Jingchen's sincere eyes, her heart brimming with emotion. She knew Lu Jingchen was someone she could truly trust for life. He would love and cherish her deeply, never allowing her to be hurt again. She nodded, smiling as she said, I do. A radiant smile spread across Lu Jingchen's face. He reached out, gently taking Zara Lin's hand. The two looked at each other, eyes filled with joy and hope. 1 year later, Zara Lin and Lu Jingchen held a grand wedding. On the wedding day, Zara Lin wore a white wedding gown, her face glowing with happiness. She had finally found her own happiness and was living the life she always dreamed of. Meanwhile, Rowan-gu continued to live in poverty and despair. Occasionally, he would see Zara Lin and Lu Jingchen walking and dining together, watching her happy smile. He was overwhelmed with envy and regret. He knew he could never have Zara Lin again, nor could he ever live a happy life. He had already doomed himself to tragedy. Lily Su was sentenced to 5 years in prison for embezzlement and false accusation. In jail, he suffered daily from guilt and physical hardship, finally paying the price for his actions. In the end, everything settled, justice prevailed. The kind-hearted found love and happiness, while those who greedily wronged others were held accountable by law and condemned by morality. Zara Lin stood on the wedding stage, gazing at Lu Jingchen beside her, and at the family and friends cheering below. A happy smile appeared on her face. She knew her life would now be filled with sunshine and happiness. The past pain would become history. From now on, she would walk hand in hand with Lu Jingchen, creating a beautiful future together.